Greetings, friends and family. Thanks for joining me. Listen, we're here to honor a woman, a trailblazer, a pioneer, all right, one who has cared for her community and family, one who, like I said, is just a history maker. She now has a street that is named after her. We're here to honor this African-American 108-year-old woman, all right? Who am I speaking of? Rosa Nell Smith Howard, all right? She's passed a couple of years ago, but today we're here to honor her and pay respects because she now has a street that is named after her, all right? You want to hear more about her? Grab your seat, siéntate. Listen as we share. I'm here with Teresa Williams, friend, confidant, and family member, and we are talking about Rosa Nell Smith Howard. Now, Teresa, tell us, why are we celebrating Rosa Nell Smith Howard? Why are we celebrating her, and why do we have a street named after her? You know, this is history in the making. On July 10th of this year, we will have the ribbon ceremony, and we are so excited about that. But just share with us and the viewers. Let us know, why do we celebrate Miss Rosa Nell Smith Howard? Tell us more.
She was a woman of excellence, a woman of confidence, a woman of great faith. She was a woman that took the 5 loaves of bread and fed the 5,000. She was a woman who loved her neighbors, and she was a woman who loved the community that she lived in. This is her community. But Mrs. Howard was a woman that would feed people, that would house people. If you didn't have a place to live, if you've been foreclosed on or put out of your home, Miss Rosa would allow you to come in and stay with her until you got on your feet. And she was people that were sick, like parents that were sick. You could bring your child here to her home, and she would take care of your child just like it was her own. She was a woman of love, great faith, great confidence, a confident woman. Confidence, she was great confidence, and she also just loved people as a whole. Mm-hmm. She was 108 years old when she passed away. She worked in the community. She worked at her church, Springfield Baptist Church on 4th Street. She works there for over 6 to 8 years, and she grew flowers here. All over, flowers used to be all over this place. And she had all types of flowers, Japanese maples, sunflowers. She had beans and peas and cherry trees and plum trees.
Well, I'm going to stop you, Miss Williams. So tell us more about that, the fruit and the flowers. Now, what exactly did she do with those items? I know, those are precious to her. What exactly did she do with those items?
Well, the flowers, she used to pick flowers and take them to her church. And she would put them up so it could be seen. And then for everybody to see how beautiful the flowers were.
Okay.
And after the service, it was go to the sick and the shed and the home back.
Okay. So the flowers that she grew here, she gathered them, and then she took them to her community.
Absolutely.
And, all right, shared them with those who are sick.
Yes, absolutely.
Shared them with those who are less fortunate. Is that so?
Yes, that was so.
Okay.
Oh,
also,
so
you said more about vegetables. So she had vegetables.
She shared her vegetable. She shared her squash. She shared her tomatoes. Mm-hmm. She shared her peas, beans, everything that she had. She would always share.
So she grew vegetables.
Mm-hmm. She grew vegetables.
And she grew fruit here on her own property. And she took that and she shared it with others who are less fortunate.
Shared.
Is
beans,
that so?
Collard greens, turnip greens.
Okay.
Whatever she had.
All right. And so that is one reason that we are celebrating Miss Rosa Nell Smith Howard, and also have a street that is now named after her. All right. So tell us more. Okay.
She was a matriarch.
Oh, yes, a matriarch. Yes,
for a general.
Yes, for our family. Mm-hmm. Number one, for our family, and then also for our community.
Yeah, she was a general. You know, she was somebody very important and very special.
Okay.
And she lived a long time. Mm-hmm. You know, I asked God why she lived a long time, because I end up, the 4 years of her life, the last of her life, she stayed with me.
Okay.
And I was her caretaker.
Teresa was her caretaker of the latter part of her life.
Yes. And the reason I did that, because I knew it would slow my life down. But God was telling me to do this because it would help her live a little longer than being in the nursing home or anywhere. Mm-hmm. So I did it the 4 years that I could do it.
Okay.
And so I learned a lot in those 4 years from her.
What exactly did you learn in those few years that you took care of her?
I learned how to be patient. I learned how to attend to the elderly, and how to let them have their say-so and their thoughts, and just everything. I learned a lot of wisdom.
Okay, because life is very important.
Life is very, very important, and wisdom came from her. She had a lot of wisdom. And one thing she taught me about being a caregiver, and for our family, especially family, if you're not going to help, when a family member becomes ill, if you're not going to help, because Rosa Nell said, get out of the way. Get out of the way. and let somebody else who's going to help do what they do their job.
Okay, all right.
So I learned that from her.
So move and get up out of the way if you're not
Yes.
able to assist at that moment. Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
And then she taught me so much. She taught not only this is not the last 4 years of her life, but not just with me, because I've been knowing her ever since I was a child. We all in this community, my whole family and all the rest of the family around here in Augusta, Atlanta, New York. We all knew her from where we was a child, and so I grew up with Rosa Nell. So I grew up with her, and she was just everybody friend, everybody grandma, everybody aunt, everybody mother.
Yeah, so
she was a mother to us all.
So people depended on her.
People depended on her. My mom and her, they was like sisters.
Okay, so people looked up to her as well.
Looked up to her as well, and she used to tell me story about my grandmother, how she was always at she said, I was always at your house, and I looked and I tried to think, and she said, at your grandmother's house, honey. She said, I was always at your grandmother. She said, that's where we stayed. So that's how they grew up, and she used to ride horses to the store, and she had all those experiences. A horse rider, a fisherman. She was a lady that fished.
Okay.
She could do anything. She was very smart, and the reason this street is named after her is because God wanted to be. She, like I said again, I reiterate, she was not anybody with a master's degree, a doctorate degree, or a doctorate, but she was a woman of character. What she said, that's what she would do. You could trust her. She was a woman that provided for her community. No matter what was going on, she was there to lend a helping hand. And I thank God that you don't have to be this big teacher, doctor, lawyer to get a street named after her, after yourself. And she got it. And we all thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Is there any other thing that you want to share about Miss Howard, or is there anything that you want to share about yourself here?
Well, I just thank God for Miss Howard, that she was in my life the latter part of her life. I just thank God for that I was able to assist her. Because it's a blessing in giving, especially giving of yourself, your time, and your talents. So I thank God for all He has done.
Yes, yes. And again, thank you, Miss Williams. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing. I'm T.Y. Walker of T.Y. Walker TV. You can join me on Facebook and also on YouTube. And until the next time, peace out and listen as I share.